Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Stuff on Small Talk. I'm your host, Stefan Ravello. We are broadcasting from Chicago, Illinois. Shout out to Humble Park. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about car payments and what should go into buying a car and how much your car should be worth and all that good stuff. Before I get into it, I am not an expert in these fields or in finance and cars or in managing money. I'm by no means an expert. I mean, if you saw my first video, you can see I'm in plenty of debt myself. It's all student debt, but I'm not an expert. So don't think I'm not trying to be like a know-it-all. I'm not trying to do any of that because I don't, and I'm fully aware of that. But I do my research, and I do my due diligence. And every day, and I am not kidding, 3 to 5 hours a day, I'm reading, I'm watching videos, I'm learning about what people with a lot of money, how they handle their money. On YouTube, Dave Ramsey, Chris Hogan, Graham Stephan, Nate O'Brien, just to name a few. These are guys that are all millionaires, and I watch what they're doing. I listen to what they say, what they recommend, and then I elaborate it in these videos. So these thoughts are not really coming from me directly. I'm learning this. I'm paraphrasing what they do, and I'm telling it to you guys. So I'm not an expert, but I do my research, and I'm not a millionaire by no means, but someday I hope to be. And the way to do that is to look at what millionaires do and how they spend their money and mirror that. And that's just what I'm trying to do. Money's not happiness. I'm not saying that the money's going to save my life, but I want to have a lot of money. I mean, we all do. Money just causes less stress. You're able to go on vacation with your family, buy whatever the heck you want. So this is something that I passionately love, and I constantly try to better myself and teach myself about finances. So now let's talk about the cars. How much is your car payment? How long is your note? So I obviously don't know your exact situation, but I researched what the averages were. So the average car payment for a brand new car in the United States is $530. That's a lot of money. Every month, that is a lot of money. And the average time frame to pay off a car is 3 to 5 years. So let's split hairs. Let's call it 4, dead in the middle. $530 for 4 years. At the end of that, you just purchased a car that was worth $25,000 for $140. 25 grand. You put $500 into your car every month, and now in the end of 5 years, you're left with a car that's probably not as good as it when it first started, and $25K down the drain. It's in your car, but you can't sell your car at 25 grand probably. It's going to be worth less than when you bought it. Life's all about opportunity cost, right? Opportunity cost is what else could you be doing instead of a particular event. So instead of putting $530 into your car, what else could you be doing with your money? You could have put into the index or an S&P 500 index fund. If you were to do that same $530 for 4 years, that 25 grand at the end of the 4 years would be worth $42,000. So the first person who drives the nice vehicle is looking good. After 4 years, they're $25K down the drain with an asset that's not even worth that amount. They're driving a car that is not. It didn't stay the same. Like cars, the engine goes bad, the paint job is off, whatever it is. The asset's not worth the same. Then you have this other person that, let's say they decided to buy a $5,000 car, beat up car. Everyone's laughing at him. Oh, this guy doesn't have any money. He's driving this beat up car. You hear the loud engine. The paint looks ugly. And yeah, he's not flexing his money in his car. He does not have a nice car. But at the end of that 25K that you put into your car that is not doing anything, it's just sitting in your driveway right now, that guy decided to buy a beat up car, put that 25K into the market, and end up with $42,000. So now who's winning? Is it the person with the nice car and the asset that's really, what's it for? Is it to impress people? Are nice cars to impress people? Because when you drive a nice car, let's say you're driving a Corvette, you're on the road, yeah, it looks nice, you feel good, you're going fast, and there's people, everyone around you's like, ooh, I know, I do it. Oh, that's a nice car, that's a nice Corvette. But that's really what you're paying for. You're paying for compliments that you're not even able to hear because you're in the vehicle. You're literally in the vehicle. You can't hear what people are saying about it. And that's all you're getting. You're buying a brand. You're buying a logo. You're buying a status. And in the end, guys, when you're later on in life, that it's not going to mean anything. And that's literally what these YouTubers that I watch, they preach that. They're like, a car is not a good investment. $530 a month into a car? Instead, you could be putting it in the market and be making 10, 13% each year. Opportunity cost, guys, is what else could you do with your money? And people, I don't know, people are scared to drive a beat up car. Again, it's easy for me to say I'm driving a company vehicle, so I don't have a car payment. So it's, oh, what does Stefan know? He doesn't have a car payment. And you're right. And I'm very lucky and blessed. But with that being said, if I lose my job, whatever it is, and I don't have a car anymore, and I have to pay for it myself, I can assure you I'm not going to be getting a brand new car, $30K. Listen, if you're making $60,000, you have no business buying a car that's worth $30,000. That is 50% of your income. It just doesn't make sense. Save up or even buy a used. You can finance a used car. I know a lot of people don't have, maybe you don't have $5,000 right now in cash or $10,000. Then finance it for, you could pay off $5,000 in a couple years, 2 years, a year, whatever it is, if you're really diligent. Buy a beat up car. Yeah, you're not going to look pretty. And your friends might look down on you. And you're not going to look cool or rich. But in the end of those 4 years, when they have the car that's breaking down, having to buy a new car, but you put your money into the market or into a mutual fund or whatever, you put it somewhere else to grow, and now you have that $25K, that $530 average a monthly payment at the average 4 year it takes to pay it. At the end of that, you have $42,000 if you put that into an S&P 500 index. Like, guys, there's no need to flex. Your car doesn't represent who you are. I know where you drive it around all the time, and we show up to work and we want to look good. Guys, it doesn't mean anything though. Put your money where it's gonna do something for you. And then instead of having those compliments in that Corvette, you could take your family out to a cruise. You could take your family to Ecuador, to Japan, wherever the hell you want to go. You can enjoy a trip because you played your cards right. You have your money working for you. You don't have $500 a month going towards a car. Rather, you have it going towards assets that are gonna appreciate, grow in value, and that's the name of the game. And again, making a lot of money or having a lot of money, it's not about what you make. It's about how you spend it. Dave Ramsey, the guy I mentioned earlier. Oh no, this is Chris Hogan. I apologize. I'm Chris Hogan. He talked about a janitor that had a net worth of $8 million. A janitor. Yes, mop, pick up the trash. $8 million net worth because he played his cards right. He didn't have a nice car. He wasn't paying $500 a month into a vehicle. And vehicles are important. I mean, we all got to get to work. It's like you need a car to get to work. Most of us, if you don't live in a city. But if you have it working for you and you drive a beat up car, I'm telling you, in the long haul, it will make such a huge difference. So, again, I'm not an expert. You don't have to take it you don't have to take my word for it. You can continue doing what you're doing, but I'm learning from these millionaires and people that have money, and I'm just trying to mirror what they did because they obviously have a formula that works. And if you go on their YouTube channels, they're not shy about how it worked. They are very open. They say exactly what they did, and they give a lot of value for free. So I highly recommend checking them out and just learn for yourself and do your due diligence. If you don't believe everything I said, fact check me. Go right ahead. And I want to help you guys. I want you guys to be wealthy. It's possible. Chris Hogan always preaches the everyday millionaire, like not your entertainer, not your athlete. It's possible for us, and we can achieve that if we just play our cards right early. So with that, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you got any value from it, please like, subscribe. If you didn't like what I said, please comment. I'll respond. I'd like to have a conversation with you. And until next time.